Hello and welcome to Speak, Learn English Easy. I'm here with you today, and I'm absolutely thrilled to share this comprehensive lesson that will take you from beginner to advanced. English fluency with 100 essential phrases that native speakers use every single day. Picture this moment. You've been studying English for months or even years. You know grammar rules. You understand when people speak slowly, but when you try to have real conversations, you feel stuck. You know individual words, but you can't put them together naturally. You sound robotic and unnatural, like you're translating from your native language word by word. Real fluency feels impossible to achieve. Today, that struggling learner becomes a confident English speaker. By the end of this lesson, you'll have 100 powerful phrases that will transform how you sound in English. These aren't just random expressions. They're the building blocks of natural, fluent communication that will make you sound like you've been speaking English your entire life. Many English learners tell me, I understand English grammar and I know thousands of words, but I still can't speak naturally. I want to sound fluent and confident like native speakers, but I don't know the phrases and expressions that make English feel natural and effortless. If this sounds exactly like your struggle, don't worry. You're absolutely not alone, and today we'll solve this problem completely. Why are these 100 phrases so powerful? Because fluency isn't about knowing every word in the dictionary. It's about knowing the right phrases that native speakers use in real situations. When you master these essential expressions, you stop translating and start thinking directly in English. Your speech becomes smooth, natural, and incredibly impressive. Before we learn these life-changing phrases, let me explain our proven, easy learning method. We're using shadowing with a special focus on natural rhythm and authentic pronunciation, because these phrases need to become automatic responses that flow effortlessly from your mouth. Here's exactly how our method works today. First, I'll say each phrase slowly and clearly, with the natural rhythm and intonation that native speakers use in real conversations. Second, you'll listen not just to the words, but to the music and flow that makes English sound natural and effortless. Third, when I say now, you repeat. You'll say the phrase out loud with the same natural rhythm and confidence. Fourth, don't worry about perfect pronunciation initially. Focus on capturing the natural flow and making these phrases feel comfortable and automatic. Remember this important truth. Fluency comes from phrases and patterns, not individual words. The more naturally you can use these essential phrases, the more fluent you'll sound. Even if you make small mistakes, using these natural expressions will make people think your English is much more advanced than it actually is. What makes this lesson special is that we're learning phrases in order of difficulty, from absolute beginner level to advanced. Every expression we practice today represents a step up in your fluency journey, building from basic communication to sophisticated, native-like speech, ready to transform your English from basic to brilliant. Let's begin this incredible fluency journey together. By the end of this lesson, you'll have 100 essential phrases that will make you sound like a completely different English speaker. Sessão 1. Level. Survival English. Let's start with the most basic phrases that every English learner needs for survival communication. These are your foundation phrases that work in any situation. Phrase number 1, how are you? The most common greeting in English-speaking countries. Example, hi Sarah, how are you today? How are you? Phrase number 2, I'm fine, thank you. The standard polite response to how are you. Example, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you, now, you repeat. I'm fine, thank you. Phrase number 3, nice to meet you. Essential for first introductions and making good impressions. Example, this is my friend John. Nice to meet you, John. Now you repeat. Nice to meet you. Phrase number 4, excuse me, polite way to get attention or apologize for small interruptions. Example, excuse me, do you know what time it is? Now you repeat. Excuse me. Phrase number 5, I don't understand. Honest way to ask for clarification when confused. Example, I don't understand. Could you repeat that, please? Now, you repeat. I don't understand. Phrase number 6, could you help me? polite way to ask for assistance in any situation. Example, could you help me find the train station? Now you repeat, could you help me? Phrase number 7, where is the bathroom? Essential survival phrase for travelers and daily life. Example, excuse me, where is the bathroom? Now you repeat, where is the bathroom? Phrase number 8, how much does this cost? Important for shopping and managing money. Example, how much does this shirt cost? Now you repeat, how much does this cost? Phrase number 9, I would like. Polite way to make requests and order things. Example, I would like a coffee, please. Now you repeat, I would like. Phrase number 10, thank you very much. Enhanced gratitude that shows good manners. Example, thank you very much for your help. Now you repeat, thank you very much. Phrase number 11, you're welcome. Polite response when someone thanks you. Example, thank you for the gift. You're welcome. Now you repeat, you're welcome. Phrase number 12, I'm sorry. Essential for apologizing and showing politeness. Example, I'm sorry I'm late for the meeting. Now you repeat, I'm sorry. Phrase number 13, what time is IT? Basic question for managing your schedule. Example, excuse me, what time is it? Now you repeat, what time is I? If. Phrase number 14, where are you from? Common question for getting to know people. Example, where are you from? I'm from Brazil. Now you repeat, where are you from? Phrase number 15, I live in. Way to share information about your location. Example, I live in New York, but I'm from Texas. Now you repeat, I live in. Phrase number 16, do you speak English? Useful for checking communication possibilities. Example, do you speak English? I don't speak Spanish. Now you repeat, do you speak English? Phrase number 17, I don't speak. Honest way to explain language limitations. Example, I don't speak French very well. Now you repeat, I don't speak. Phrase number 18, can you repeat that? Polite way to ask someone to say something again. Example, I'm sorry, can you repeat that more slowly? Now you repeat, can you repeat that? Phrase number 19, I need. Direct way to express necessity or requirements. Example, I need a doctor. I don't feel well. Now you repeat, I need. Phrase number 20, have a good day. Friendly way to end conversations positively. Example, thank you for your help. Have a good day. Now you repeat, have a good day. Phrase number 21, see you later. Casual way to say goodbye to people you'll see again. Example, I'm going home now. See you later. Now you repeat, see you later. Phrase number 22, what's your name? Basic question for introductions and meeting people. Example, hi, what's your name? I'm Maria. Now you repeat, what's your name? Phrase number 23, my name is. Way to introduce yourself in any situation. Example, my name is David. Nice to meet you. Now you'll repeat, my name is. Phrase number 24, how old are you? Common question for getting to know someone better. Example, how old are you? I'm 25 years old. Now you repeat, how old are you? Phrase number 25, I'm years old. Way to share your age when asked. Example, I'm 30 years old. And you? Now you repeat, I'm years old. Perfect. You've just learned 25 survival phrases that will help you handle basic English conversations with confidence. These are your foundation for all future learning. Excellent work. You're doing wonderfully with these basic phrases. Can you feel how much more confident you sound already? You're not just learning individual words. You're building the foundation for natural English communication. Now let's move to A-level phrases that help you have more detailed conversations about daily life and personal experiences. Sakal 2. A-level daily conversation. Now let's learn phrases that help you talk about your daily life, experiences, and feelings with more detail and naturalness. Phrase number 26. I'm having a great time shows you're enjoying an experience or activity. Example, this party is wonderful. I'm having a great time. Now you repeat, I'm having a great time. Phrase number 27. What do you do for work? Professional way to ask about someone's job or career. Example, what do you do for work? I'm a teacher. Now you repeat, What do you do for work? Phrase number 28. I work as a way to describe your profession or job. Example, I work as a nurse at the local hospital. Now you repeat, I work as a phrase number 29. What are your hobbies? Question to learn about someone's interests and free time activities. Example, what are your hobbies? I love reading and cooking. Now you repeat, what are your hobbies? Phrase number 30. I'd like to wait to share activities you enjoy doing. Example, I like to play tennis and watch movies. Now you repeat, I like to phrase number 31. What's the weather like? Common question about current weather conditions. Example, what's the weather like today? It looks sunny. Now you repeat, what's the weather like? Phrase number 32. I tease really hot today. Way to comment on warm weather conditions. Example, it's really hot today. I need some cold water. Now you repeat, I tease really hot today. Phrase number 33. I am looking forward, to. It shows anticipation and excitement about future events. Example, I'm looking forward to my vacation next month. Now you repeat, I'm looking forward to phrase number 34. That sounds interesting. Polite way to show interest in what someone is saying. Example, I'm studying marine biology. That sounds interesting. Now you repeat, that sounds interesting. Phrase number 35. I totally agree. Strong way to show you share someone's opinion. Example, this movie is amazing. I totally agree. Now you repeat, I totally agree. Phrase number 36. I'm not sure. Honest way to express uncertainty or doubt. Example, are you coming to the party? I'm not sure yet. Now you repeat, I'm not sure. Phrase number 37. That's a good idea. Positive response to suggestions or proposals. Example, let's go to the beach tomorrow. That's a good idea. Now you repeat, that's a good idea. Phrase number 38. I can't wait shows strong excitement about something happening soon. Example, I can't wait for the concert this weekend. Now you repeat, I can't wait. Phrase number 39. What's wrong? Caring question when someone seems upset or troubled. Example, you look sad. What's wrong? Now you repeat, what's wrong? Phrase number 40. I'm feeling. Way to express your current emotional state. Example, I'm feeling really happy about my new job. Now you repeat, I'm feeling. Phrase number 41. How was your weekend? Common Monday question about recent experiences. Example, good morning, how was your weekend? Now you repeat, how was your weekend? Phrase number 42. It was amazing. Enthusiastic way to describe very positive experiences. Example, how was your trip? It was amazing. I loved everything. Now you repeat, it was amazing. Phrase number 43. I'm so tired. Way to express fatigue or exhaustion. Example, I worked 12 hours today. I'm so tired. Now you repeat, I'm so tired. Phrase number 44. Let's get together soon. Friendly suggestion, to meet again in the future. Example, it was great seeing you. Let's get together soon. Now you repeat, let's get together soon. Phrase number 45. I miss you. Way to express longing for someone who's absent. Example, I haven't seen you in months. I miss you. Now you repeat, I miss you. Phrase number 46. Take care. Caring way to say goodbye with concern for someone's well-being. Example, I have to go now. Take care. Now you repeat, take care. Phrase number 47. What's new? Casual way to ask about recent developments in someone's life. Example, hi John, what's new with you? Now you repeat, what's new? Phrase number 48. Nothing much. Common response when not much has happened recently. Example, what's new? Nothing much, just working and relaxing. Now you repeat, nothing much. Phrase number 49. I'd love. The enthusiastic way to accept invitations or suggestions. Example, would you like to join us for dinner? I'd love to. Now you repeat, I'd love to. Phrase number 50. I'm afraid I can't. Polite way to decline invitations or requests. Example, can you work late tonight? I'm afraid I can't. Now you repeat, I'm afraid I can't. Wonderful. These A2 phrases help you have much more natural and detailed conversations about daily life and personal experiences. Let me share an inspiring transformation story that shows the power of learning essential phrases. My student Jennifer had studied English grammar for 3 years and knew thousands of vocabulary words. But she felt frustrated because her conversations always sounded awkward and unnatural. Jennifer realized her problem wasn't grammar or vocabulary. It was that she didn't know the natural phrases that make English flow smoothly. She decided to focus intensively on learning essential phrases like the ones we're practicing today. The transformation was incredible. Within 2 months of practicing these essential phrases daily, Jennifer's conversations became smooth and natural. She started using expressions like, "I'm looking forward to, ... and that sounds interesting automatically without thinking. Her colleagues began commenting on how much more fluent and confident she sounded. Jennifer told me, learning these phrases changed everything about my English. I finally stopped sounding like a textbook and started sounding like a real person. These phrases gave me the confidence to express myself naturally and connect with people genuinely. That's the power of essential phrases. They don't just improve your English, they transform how you connect with people and express your personality through language. Let's continue with B1 level phrases for more sophisticated communication. Saison 3. B1 level. Intermediate communication. Now let's learn phrases that show more sophisticated thinking and help you express complex ideas with confidence. Phrase number 51. In my opinion, professional way to introduce your personal viewpoint. Example, in my opinion, we should invest more in education. Now you repeat, in my opinion. Phrase number 52. I'm afraid that. Polite way to express disagreement or concern. Example, I'm afraid that plan won't work with our budget. Now you repeat, I'm afraid that. Phrase number 53. As far as I know, way to share information while acknowledging possible limitations. Example, as far as I know, the meeting is still scheduled for 3 o'clock. Now you repeat, as far as I know. Phrase number 54. IT depends on shows understanding that situations have multiple factors. Example, will you come to the party? It depends on my work schedule. Now you repeat, I depends on. Phrase number 55. I'd rather. Polite way to express preferences between options. Example, would you like coffee or tea? I'd rather have tea, please. Now you repeat, I'd rather. Phrase number 56. What I mean is, useful for clarifying or explaining your point better. Example, what I mean is that we need better communication. Now you repeat, what I mean is. Phrase number 57. On the other hand, shows balanced thinking by presenting alternative perspectives. Example, the price is high. On the other hand, the quality is excellent. Now you repeat, on the other hand. Phrase number 58. I couldn't agree more. Strong way to show complete agreement with someone. Example, education is very important. I couldn't agree more. Now you repeat, I couldn't agree more. Phrase number 59. That's exactly what I think. Emphasizes complete alignment with someone's opinion. Example, we need better public transportation. That's exactly what I think. Now you repeat, that's exactly what I think. Phrase number 60. I see what you mean shows understanding of someone's point or argument. Example, this project is too complicated. I see what you mean. Now you repeat, I see what you mean. Phrase number 61. To be honest, introduces authentic, straightforward opinions or feelings. Example, to be honest, I don't think this plan will succeed. Now you repeat, to be honest. Phrase number 62. Speaking of which, smooth transition to related topics in conversation. Example, I love Italian food. Speaking of which, have you tried that new restaurant? Now you repeat, speaking of which. Phrase number 63. Now that you mention IT shows that someone's comment triggered a related thought. Example, the weather is getting cold. Now that you mention it, I should buy a coat. Now you repeat, now that you mention IT. Phrase number 64. I was wondering if. Polite, indirect way to make requests or ask questions. Example, I was wondering if you could help me with this project. Now you repeat, I was wondering if. Phrase number 65. Would you mind if? Very polite way to ask permission or make requests. Example, would you mind if I open the window? It's quite warm. Now you repeat, would you mind if phrase number 66, I'm supposed to, shows obligation or expectation from others. Example, I'm supposed to finish this report by Friday. Now you repeat, I'm supposed to phrase number 67, I'm getting used to, shows gradual adaptation to new situations or changes. Example, I'm getting used to living in a big city. Now you repeat, I'm getting used to phrase number 68. Its worth shows that something has value despite costs or difficulties. Example, the course is expensive, but it's worth the investment. Now you repeat, it's worth phrase number 69, I can't help but, shows involuntary reactions or automatic responses. Example, I can't help but smile when I see children playing. Now you repeat, I can't help but phrase number 70, that reminds me. Smooth way to introduce related stories or information. Example, I saw John yesterday, that reminds me, he asked about you. Now you repeat, that reminds me, phrase number 71, I have no idea, honest way to admit complete lack of knowledge. Example, where did I put my keys? I have no idea. Now you repeat, I have no idea, phrase number 72, I tease up to you shows. You're giving someone else the power to decide. Example, should we go to the movies or stay home? It's up to you. Now you repeat, I tease up to you, phrase number 73. Let me think about it, polite way to delay decisions while considering options. Example, would you like to work with us? Let me think about it. Now you repeat, let me think about it, phrase number 74. That makes sense shows logical understanding and agreement with reasoning. Example, we should leave early to avoid traffic. That makes sense. Now you repeat, that makes sense, phrase number 75. I am looking into IT shows active investigation or research on a topic. Example, have you decided on a college? I'm looking into several options. Now you repeat, I'm looking into it. Amazing. These B1 phrases help you express more sophisticated thoughts and participate in complex conversations with confidence. Seção 4. B2. Level Advanced Communication. Now let's learn advanced phrases that show sophisticated thinking and native-like fluency in complex discussions. Phrase number 76. From my perspective, professional way to introduce your unique viewpoint or analysis. Example, from my perspective, this strategy could increase our market share significantly. Now you repeat, from my perspective, phrase number 77. I'm inclined to think, shows thoughtful consideration before expressing opinions. Example, I'm inclined to think that remote work increases productivity. Now you repeat, I'm inclined to think, phrase number 78. I tease, fair to say that, introduces balanced, reasonable conclusions or observations. Example, it's fair to say that technology has changed how we communicate. Now you repeat, I tease, fair to say that, phrase number 17-9, there's no denying that, acknowledges undeniable facts or obvious truths. Example, there's no denying that climate change is a serious challenge. Now you repeat, there's no denying that, phrase number 80. What strikes me is, shows analytical thinking about impressive or notable aspects. Example, what strikes me as interesting is how quickly she learned English. Now you repeat, what strikes me is, phrase number 81. I'm under the impression that, polite way to share understanding that might be incorrect. Example, I'm under the impression that the meeting was postponed. Now you repeat, I'm under the impression that, phrase number 82. It goes without saying that, introduces obvious facts that everyone should understand. Example, it goes without saying that education is crucial for development. Now you repeat, it goes without saying that, phrase number 83. I'd venture to say, shows confidence in expressing potentially controversial opinions. Example, I'd venture to say that this is our best product yet. Now you repeat, I'd venture to say, phrase number 84. Needless to say, introduces information that should be obvious to everyone. Example, needless to say, we were disappointed by the results. Now you repeat, needless to say, phrase number 85, it is crucial that, emphasizes critical importance of specific actions or conditions. Example, it's crucial that we complete this project on time. Now you repeat, it is crucial that phrase number 86, am convinced that, shows strong belief based on evidence or reasoning. Example, I'm convinced that this investment will pay off long term. Now you repeat, I'm convinced that phrase number 87, granted, but, acknowledges valid points while introducing contrasting perspectives. Example, granted the plan is expensive, but the benefits outweigh the costs. Now you repeat, granted, but phrase number 88, by and large, shows general conclusions while acknowledging possible exceptions. Example, by and large, customers are satisfied with our service. Now you repeat, by and large phrase number 89, all things considered, introduces balanced conclusions after evaluating multiple factors. Example, all things considered, this was a successful project. Now you repeat, all things considered, phrase number 90, I take your point, but diplomatic way to acknowledge someone's argument while disagreeing. Example, I take your point, but I think we should consider alternatives. Now you repeat, I take your point, but phrase number 91, if I may say so, polite way to introduce potentially sensitive or personal opinions. Example, if I may say so, your presentation was exceptionally well prepared. Now you repeat, if I may say so, phrase number 92, I'm somewhat skeptical, about, professional way to express doubt without being completely negative. Example, I'm somewhat skeptical about whether this timeline is realistic. Now you repeat, I'm somewhat skeptical about phrase number 93. It's worth bearing in mind that it introduces important considerations for decision-making. Example, it's worth bearing in mind that our competitors are also expanding. Now you repeat, it's worth bearing in mind that phrase number 94, I'm particularly interested in, shows specific focus and engagement with certain aspects. Example, I'm particularly interested in how this affects customer satisfaction. Now you repeat, I'm particularly interested in phrase number 95. That being said, transitions to contrasting or qualifying information. Example, the results were good. That being said, there's room for improvement. Now you repeat, that being said, phrase number 96, I'm leaning towards, shows preference while maintaining some flexibility. Example, I'm leaning towards the first option, but I'm open to discussion. Now you repeat, I'm leaning towards phrase number 97. It's beyond question that, introduces absolutely certain facts or conclusions. Example, it's beyond question that teamwork improves productivity. Now you repeat, it's beyond question. That phrase number 98. I'm of the opinion that, formal way to state personal beliefs or judgments. Example, I'm of the opinion that we should expand internationally. Now you repeat, I'm of the opinion that phrase number 99, it stands to reason that, introduces logical conclusions based on available evidence. Example, it stands to reason that experience leads to better performance. Now you repeat, it stands to reason that phrase number 100, all in all, summarizes overall conclusions after considering everything. Example, all in all, this has been a very successful year for our company. Now you repeat, all in all, practical fluency conversation, practice. Now let's practice using phrases from different levels in natural conversations. Conversation 1. Meeting a new colleague. Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. You, nice to meet you too. What do you do for work here? Colleague, I work in marketing. What about you? You, I'm in the finance department. That sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to working with you. Let's practice. Use beginner phrases. Nice to meet you. What do you do for work? Conversation 2. Discussing a project manager. What do you think about the new proposal? You, from my perspective, It has potential, but I'm somewhat skeptical about the timeline. Manager, what concerns you most? You. It's worth bearing in mind that our team is already working at full capacity. Practice advanced phrases. From my perspective, it has potential. Perfect. You're now using phrases across all levels to communicate naturally and effectively in any situation. Congratulations, you've just learned 100 essential English phrases that will completely transform your fluency and make you sound like a completely different English speaker. But more importantly, you've built the phrase foundation that will make all your future English learning faster and more natural. These phrases are no longer just expressions in your head. They're fluency building blocks, conversation tools, and confidence boosters that will make every English interaction smoother and more successful. Every phrase you learn today represents a step toward effortless, natural English communication. Think about this incredible transformation. How do you feel right now compared to when we started? You probably feel much more equipped to handle any English conversation, from basic introductions to sophisticated business discussions, right? That's the amazing power of learning essential phrases that native speakers use automatically every day. Here's what I want you to do starting today. First, choose 20 phrases that feel most natural to your personality and practice them daily until they become automatic. Second, use at least 5 of these phrases in every English conversation you have this week. Third, record yourself using these phrases and listen to how much more natural you sound. Fourth, gradually incorporate more advanced phrases as the basic ones become effortless. Remember this fluency, truth. Native speakers don't think about grammar. Rules when they talk, they use automatic phrases and patterns that they've internalized through repetition. When you master these 100 essential phrases, you stop thinking about English and start speaking it naturally and confidently. Your English communication is about to transform completely. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to sound more fluent. Every interaction becomes a chance to impress people with your natural English skills. Every challenge becomes manageable because you have the phrases to express yourself clearly and confidently. The difference between intermediate and advanced English speakers isn't grammar knowledge. It's the ability to use natural phrases effortlessly in real conversations. Now you have those phrases, and with practice, they'll become as natural as breathing. These essential phrases gave you the confidence and tools to finally speak English naturally and fluently. Please subscribe to Speak, Learn English Easy. We make English natural and effortless so you can express yourself like the intelligent, interesting person you truly are. Leave a comment below. Which phrase made you feel most confident about your English fluency? Write fluent if you're ready to use these phrases to transform your English communication forever. Thank you for joining me on this comprehensive fluency journey. You're not just becoming a better English speaker, you're becoming someone who can express themselves naturally and connect authentically with English speakers around the world. Next week, we'll learn advanced English idioms and expressions that will add personality and cultural understanding to your already impressive fluency foundation. It's going to take your English to an even higher level. Until then, practice these phrases daily. Use them in real conversations. And remember, English doesn't have to be difficult when you have the right phrases and patterns. Your fluency is now within reach, and every conversation brings you closer to effortless English communication. Keep practicing, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we continue building your impressive English fluency.